Episode 3795, Your Glutes Aren't Ready.
Moms, it's time to rediscover, rejuvenate, and renew who you are in mind, body, and spirit. Welcome to Create Your Now, Your Best Selfie, the show to help you do just that. Here's your host, certified life coach, personal trainer, and nutritionist, Christiane Wargo.
Happy day. I hope you're having a fabulous home day. Yes, it is. It is the middle of the week. And you know what? Sometimes you just have to go over the speed bumps in order to get to that mountain that you're really going after. And it's all about wellness today. So come on, it's time to raise your health because your glutes aren't ready. For those of you who are brand new to Create Your Now, welcome to this incredible family. I'm so delighted of your presence. If you already had the opportunity, you want to head on over to createyournow.com where you can learn more and sign up for the Kisses newsletter, the Keep It Simple strategy, everyday solutions to live, love, and impact. Well, this episode is brought to you by AIM, inspiring connection and community. How many times have you jumped headfirst into a health kick, driven by that desire to prove something? I got this. Or maybe it's to someone else like, just watch me. Most of what we do in fitness is designed to draw attention or to show off progress or grit. Like, I can get it. I know I didn't do it the last 99 times, but this is my 100th time and I got this. But you see, here's the thing. Why do you push yourself when your glutes aren't ready? As you know, your glutes, they're the powerhouse muscles in your hips and your butte. It is. And they play this critical role in everything from your posture and to balance and to strength and to injury prevention. Everything includes your glutes. It's part of your core, actually. And a lot of people think, oh, no, it's just my abdominal muscles. No, your glutes are part of it. It's that center part of your body. And a lot of times, though, we ignore whether we're prepared for the workload as we're trying to fast track, but we only end up with setbacks. Your glutes aren't ready is more than just this provocative title that I thought, hey, I'm going to get your attention by this because, you clicked, didn't you? Yeah, that was it. But it's truly a call to be smart about your health and fitness journey. I don't want you just to jump into things because you think it's a fad. Health isn't about grinding harder. It's about strategic moves that honor your strengths while minimizing your weaknesses. You've got to know what you can do right now. You've got to understand your body, and that takes time. It takes energy. It takes effort. You have to pay attention. If you're one who kind of just eats what you want and you're thinking, oh, well, I could just start this fitness routine, it's not going to work. And I'm not telling you that you need to go buy every health gadget out there. There's so many things from the scales that you buy to the stuff that you wear, from rings to watches to, I think, earrings and necklaces even. I mean, it is utterly ridiculous. How many things? You could have everything out there on the market, the best of the best, all the best equipment, all the best things that will tell you, oh, this is your oxygen rate right now. This is where you are here. This is where you are there. This is your body mass approximation, okay? You can get all of that and you can still fail. Why? Because you're not doing the one thing you need to do, and that's listen to your body. Not what's all out there screaming at you saying, buy this, come do this. I will get you where you want to go. Whether it's the fad gadgets or the fad tech or just I'm so curious and it won't go away and it keeps coming up in my Instagram reels. Don't do it. Don't click. Being truly well-rounded means balancing fitness, nutrition, sleep, mindset, and emotional well-being. It takes all of it. And if one piece is out of sync, like underactive or weak glutes, for example, you're setting yourself up for failure. You got to be smart about your health. That is your Kiss to Keep It Simple strategy. Be smart about your health. Don't sit there and just try to bulldoze your way to skinny or extra muscles or whatever you're looking for. It's about building a stronger you, a uniquely you, someone who has thoughts and who's creative and is worthy of a good, well-rounded body and mind and spirit. And so if you're one who says, I really need to make some changes, that's great. I know, I'm right there with you. I've been doing some radical things. I've been really working on my protein intake and cutting back completely. Don't send me those hate emails that say, Christiane, you shouldn't be doing this. I know my body. And for me, carbohydrates are not good. Sugar in whatever form or fashion, I don't care if it's an apple or a cupcake, it is the same when it comes to my body. Maybe not yours, but it is to mine. And I can tell you exactly how my body is going to react with whatever I put into it. Whether I get enough sleep, how is it going to perform for that day? Whether I take a nap or not. If I eat certain foods at certain times, if I don't drink enough water. My body, believe it or not, needs a gallon of water a day just to work at a normal pace. Otherwise, it's 1.5 gallons to 2 gallons, depending upon my output, what I'm actually exerting throughout the day. If I'm doing heavy strength training or if I'm running, you better believe I better have it closer to 2 gallons. Otherwise, honestly, I need about 1 gallon plus to really be at my optimum. But you see, that's my body. That doesn't mean it's your body. But we have to realize how unique we are. And that's why you got to be smart about your health. You just can't let somebody else say, oh, you're the average. This has worked for 1,000 people over the last 10 months. And I think you need to do this. That's great for that 1,000 people, but it may not work for you. You need to understand. So just jumping in saying, yep, this is what I'm going to do now. We're going to try it for 12 weeks. That's great. What happens when nothing's happening at 3 weeks? And you spent $500 and you're like, well, now what? You give up and you don't go back for a little while. Next thing you know, you've got the New Year's resolutions. Oh, I'm going to try this. This is great. I'm going to join the gym and I'm going to do this. I'm going to get a personal trainer. I got this. And I'm going to add this to my supplement routine. It's going to be the difference. And the next thing you know, February runs around and it's like, yeah, nope, you're done. You lasted 5 weeks this time. It's this cycle that we keep getting into because we're letting everybody else tell our bodies what we're supposed to be doing. What if we flipped the script and said, no, I'm going to be smart about my health and I'm going to learn what my body is telling me. Let me give you an example. Food, I love it. How about you? I mean, I don't care if it's cheesecake, a cupcake, an apple, grapes. I don't care if it's a juicy beef Angus burger with white cheddar cheese that's melted and dripping all over it, loaded with lettuce and tomato and pickle and onion and a little bit of mayo and a squirt, just a tad bit of squirt of mustard and ketchup. I don't like a lot of sauces. I want to taste that flavorful burger. That's what I want. And so very little sauce. And I just think about that like my mouth starts watering. I love food. But my body doesn't love food. My body is very, very sensitive. Yet, I will tell you this. I've had tests run, hundreds of tests run, and my body checks out as being quote unquote normal. I'm like, I'm not normal. I'm off the chart somewhere because my system doesn't work like the average person, air quotes there, the way it does, the way it's supposed to. I have spoken to naturopaths, pharmacists. I've spoken to MDs and DOs, you name it. I've talked to health coaches. I've even done my own research. And that has proven to be the best thing I did for myself was doing my own research. I took myself down to basically nothing. And I said, this was over, 15 plus years ago or so. And I said, this is it. I'm done playing these games with my own body. And so I said, that's it. I'm eliminating anything and everything that possibly could be causing something. So I took myself off every liquid except water. No more sodas, no more milk, no more juices, nothing. Only water. Basically, that's really all I've ever drank most of my life is water. But I will tell you, I love a root beer float. Oh, and I also love root beer. And I also love a good cola, whether it's Pepsi, sometimes Coke, if I don't have my Pepsi. But I don't have to have it all the time. Caffeine does not affect me. It doesn't wake me up. In fact, it does the opposite. I know. Caffeine's supposed to wake you up. Not for me. So I started going through and taking everything out, the dairy, the nuts, everything. took myself down, totally did this internal cleanse, cleaning out my gut, just doing everything I needed to do to neutralize my body as much as I could. And then I started bringing back one thing at a time. And I waited to see 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 15 minutes, then up to an hour to 24 hours, figuring out how is my body reacting to this one single individualized food. Now, notice I said single individualized food. I didn't have eggs with cheese and, Tabasco sauce and all of that. No. It was one single food. And it wasn't a dish. And I actually tested myself with, oh my goodness, probably over 70, 75 different foods. A lot. And then, I was specific during a period of time for a few months. And then I started branching out. So over my whole lifetime, I can tell you what I can and cannot eat. A lot of people say spinach is great for you. Yeah, it is. There's a ton of great nutrients. My body can't handle it. It freaks out. It says, nope. What it should be doing with fiber, does not work for me. Now I know a little bit TMI, but that's knowing your body. Do you know your body? Do you know what works for you? That's what I mean when I say be smart about your health. So what does it look like to prepare yourself, glutes included, right, for healthier living that sticks? Number one, you've got to build a foundation first. Focus on mobility and controlled activation exercises that wake up your glutes. Hip bridges, clamshells, and body weight squats. Those are all great. You can even do wall squats if you're like, I don't know if I can do this. It helps to stimulate these muscles without overloading them. This creates a base to gradually add intensity with confidence and control. I am one person who absolutely, if I said, what one piece of equipment would I like to own for the rest of my life? One piece. That's it, one piece. Not 20,000 different things, one thing. I would tell you right now it would be a Total Gym. And no, they are not a sponsor of this episode, but they probably should be when I'm done talking about it. Why? I use it. Why? Because I can do Pilates. I can use my own body weight. I can control it up and down. I am not one who can do push-ups. Not because I'm a girl. It's because of the way I've utilized and injured my shoulders. And in all honesty, I don't want to go under the knife right now. I want to keep my own body put together as long as I can. So I'm doing my own recovery in what I need to do, and it's actually getting better. Am I as strong as what I was 5 years ago? No. But am I getting better? 1,000%. And so that's a piece of equipment that I can use that works with me. I can add weights to it if I need it heavier for certain things, or I just use my own body weight. I can take it all the way down and make it flat, or I can raise it. Now, I tell you that because what that's doing when you build a foundation first, it's taking your own strengths first. And then it allows you to minimize your weaknesses, where you're not saying, oh my gosh, you can't do this. Maybe I can't, but I can with the other shoulder. Right? I can't with the one, but I can with the other. So why not treat them the same, but I can do it without lifting just regular dumbbells? Because quite honestly, I can utilize other muscles within my arm, where the Total Gym puts me in perfect position to do push-ups, perfect position to do squats. Okay? And if you don't know, again, like I said, this should be an advertisement for Total Gym, but I'm telling you this because it was actually created for therapy work, for rehabilitation. And to this day, it's still utilized in rehabilitation centers. And so there's a lot of study put into it way before it ever became, quote unquote, an exercise machine. And now people have it in their home, and I highly recommend it. If somebody says, what one piece of equipment, if that's all I could afford, what would I do? I would tell you, go look at a Total Gym. I seriously would. That's going to help you build a foundation first, using your strengths, minimizing your weaknesses, but allowing you to grow. And you can go farther, faster when you have that strong foundation first. Number 2, prioritize recovery and sleep. Your body repairs and strengthens when you rest. No amount of effort can replace quality sleep and recovery. Without it, your glutes and your other muscles, they can't build resilience. And that increases injury risks. And you don't want that in your life. So treat sleep as a non-negotiable part of your health routine. Now, I've mentioned this probably, oh my goodness, thousands upon thousands of times here. I am not good at the sleep part. I am not. I stay up late and I get up early. Both no-nos when it comes to healthy living. Now, again, this is knowing your body. My body does not need a ton of sleep. I will say this though, as I've gotten older, I do operate better with more sleep, but my sweet spot is between 6 and 7 hours. And it's probably more like 6.25, honestly. And what I like to do is be able to go to bed by 11. Now, I would love to be in bed by 10, so I'm actually asleep by 11 at the latest. But in all honesty, it doesn't happen. It just doesn't. And I'm in a season where it's just chaotic right now. I'm taking care of my mom. She had an accident. She broke her foot in 3 places. It's not been good. We're only 4 weeks into it. We went to the doctor, and the update on this is, oh, yeah, you definitely still have to stay non-weight bearing on your foot for at least another probably 2 to 4 weeks. So we're looking at 8 weeks now. We go back to the doctor in another 2 weeks. I say all this why? Because I've been telling her to prioritize sleep. And she's like, I don't want to sleep. I can't sleep. I try to sleep. I close my eyes, but I won't fall asleep. I'm like, no, those are excuses. They are excuses, just like mine is. However, the difference is I will actually go through a way to help me go to sleep. So whether or not I'm going to sleep at 1 o'clock in the morning, 2 o'clock in the morning, or 10 o'clock at night, I am still able to sleep and at least getting something as restful that I can during the period of which I do sleep. Now, do I need better sleep for me personally? Yes, I do. Maybe you are lacking in this area too. Here's the thing though, know your body. Do you need a nap more so in the middle of the day? I know for me, it's sometimes easier to do that, to get 4 or 5 hours of sleep and then take a midday afternoon. So maybe between 1 and 2 o'clock, a power nap. And that gets me through until what? Yep. Midnight, 1 o'clock in the morning if need be. Now, if I can go to bed earlier, I'm not staying up just to stay up. I just have a lot of projects going on right now. I have a lot of moving parts in my life. Maybe you're in that season. I know that season for me eventually is going to end. I don't know when. I pray before Christmas. But you know what? You just keep going on for the ride. And I'm like, well, eventually God will change my schedule. I don't know when it'll happen, but it will. And we'll just go with it. And sometimes we have those seasons. But do what you can do. Know your body. Okay? Understand that, gosh, if I don't get this, then you need to make sure you get it. And if that means you have to say no to more things to get that sleep, then you say no to more things. Make sense? All right. And then finally, number 3, adopt a growth mindset slowly. Healthy living isn't about a sprint. Yet we all want to get there, right? We want to, I want to drop those 30 pounds now. How long did it take you to get there? Think about it. It's not going to come off overnight. It's about sustainable progress. That's what you're looking for. So stretch your limits carefully by adding small, manageable challenges. And be honest with yourself. Know when to dial it back. If you're tired, do not work out that day. Or go for a walk instead. If I've got to get something in, Christiane, then go for a walk. But don't go do a strength training. Why? Because if you're tired, you're going to lift wrong and you're going to do damage. And where does that send you? Back to the injury list. And that means you're benched. And you can't do anything when you're benched. You're not taking care of yourself if you're tired and you don't have the energy to put out. Injuries are not badges of honor, my friend. They are roadblocks. They're not even detours. And don't allow an injury to be the thing that you hang on to. Like, look at me, I got this. And look at me, I was working so hard that I injured me. No, if you're doing that, we've got other issues. Seriously. I'm being very forthcoming with you. So adopt a growth mindset slowly. Give your body a chance to adapt. And then you've got to be flexible too, right? Adaptability is a real thing. And so as you grow, as you get stronger, as you stretch yourself, then you can increase certain things. For example, nutrition. Some people are like, oh, Christiane, I just want to start this whole regimen. Okay, there are times to do that, right? I told you when I started 15 or so years ago, And I took everything out. Like I neutralized everything that I was eating. I went down to basically nothing, took anything and everything that would be a possibility of an allergen, all of it gone. And I said, okay, we're going to bring back simple foods, one individual food. And I started with, if God made it, I can eat it. And I did little things like that. However, I will say carbs were the last thing I introduced into my diet because I already knew how carbs affected me, right? I did pageants for years. I knew how to drop 10 pounds in less than 2 weeks with a blink of an eye. It was not a big deal. Did my pageants and I was back doing my normal thing. And I wasn't overweight then, by the way. It was just to slim down just enough to look really good on stage. Wink, wink. All right. The things you do when you're young, but you have to think about what you need, not what's yelling at you in your reels, not what your neighbor's doing because they're trying to convince you, not what your best friend's doing, not even what Christiana's doing. Okay. My examples here are to give you examples. It's to open up your eyes, to say, look beyond what you see. Yeah, that sounds kind of weird, doesn't it? Yes, I mean that genuinely. Look beyond what you see. There's other things out there that you might not be paying attention to. And most of the time, it's your own body. Let me give you one example again on nutrition. There's a lot of people who can handle pasta, and I love, love, love pasta. Pasta hates me. Actually, my body hates pasta. It does. It's a very sad case. But we'll leave the sadness for another episode. But here's the thing. A lot of people, they'll say, oh, if you're going to be a runner, right? Make sure the night before your race, man, you eat those carbs. And even when my dad was doing stuff in the military and he had to do his PT test, we would have spaghetti or something like that. And it worked for him. I eat anything with pasta. I kid you not. 15, no more than 20 minutes after eating, I crash. I am exhausted. I am ready for bed. Doesn't help me at all. Then I get up. I just kind of feel achy and blah whenever I wake up, whether it's from a nap or from sleeping. I'm like, this is ridiculous. Yeah, it's the carbs in the pasta. It's how it's made. Nope, don't tell me to go gluten-free. It's got carbohydrates still in it. It doesn't help my body. Now, you might be saying, well, that's so weird. You're right, but it's my body. So you've got to look at how you are created, the way God made your body. Pay attention to the cues that your body's leaving you. Don't sit there and say, well, gosh, she lost 30 pounds. Why can I only lose 2? Because maybe it doesn't work for your body. And there's nothing wrong with that. But don't sit there and beat yourself up over something that honestly, you may not be able to control. But remember, don't overcomplicate your well-being. First, learn your body. Focus on what you can do now, then stretch yourself where it makes sense. Your progress won't be flashy, but it's going to be real and raw for you. And most importantly, you'll keep moving forward without sidelining yourself. And you know what? If your glutes aren't ready, well, don't force the issue. Respect the process, build smart habits, and watch your whole body catch up. That's how you win at healthy living. Without the shortcuts, without silly risks, and definitely without regrets. You don't want to take unnecessary detours, or you don't want to be benched. Nope. What you want to do is train for life. Love your journey. Go in peace. Be present. Be incredible. Be you. I love you so very much. I cannot wait to see you on the other side. Blessings, hugs, and lots of love. We'll talk to you real soon. Have a glorious, blessed day. Bye-bye.
Feeling inspired, ready to train for life and love your journey? Visit createyournow.com for more incredible resources to help you along the way. We'll see you next time on Create Your Now, Your Best Selfie. And remember, always be sure you consult your physician before beginning any health and fitness plan.